Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all, while others are struggling to make ends meet? What if I told you there's a blueprint to achieving financial freedom and living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Stick around, because today, I'm going to share with you 7 personal finance tips that will change the way you think about money, forever. And trust me, you'll want to hear all of them. Act 1. The problem and introduction. So let's dive into it. For many people, personal finance is an overwhelming and confusing topic. You may be thinking, I don't have time to worry about all of this, or maybe you're convinced you just need a bigger paycheck to get ahead. The truth is, it's not about how much money you make, but how you manage what you have. You see, the game isn't won by the person who earns the most, but by the person who plays it smart. Right now, the average American is carrying over $90,000 in debt. Credit cards, student loans, car loans. It's no wonder we feel like we're treading water. But there's a better way. A way to break the cycle and start building wealth that lasts. Stay with me, because the first step to transforming your financial life is one that most people overlook. But I'm about to share it with you. Let's talk about Point 1. Budgeting. Yes, budgeting. I can already hear some of you groaning. Budgeting? That's boring. Well, let me ask you. Have you ever felt like money just vanishes the moment you get paid? That's because without a budget, it does. A budget is your financial roadmap. It tells you where to go and, just as importantly, where not to go. But here's the catch. You can't just set a budget and forget about it. You need to track it. I recommend the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes to needs, rent, utilities, groceries. 30% goes to wants, travel, dining out, entertainment. And 20% goes straight into savings or investments. This simple breakdown helps you live within your means without feeling deprived. And trust me, it's far more liberating than mindlessly swiping your card. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Budgeting sounds too restrictive, but let me tell you this. It's actually freedom disguised as discipline. Stick around, and I'll show you how this one move can give you the financial freedom you've been dreaming of. Point 2. Emergency fund. Now, let's talk about something that could literally save your financial life. An emergency fund. I know, you've heard this before. But how many of you have actually set one up? If you're still living paycheck to paycheck, the fear of an emergency, whether it's a car breakdown or a medical bill, can be paralyzing. Without a safety net, you'll be forced into high-interest debt the moment something unexpected happens. So how much should you save? Aim for 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Yes, it's going to feel like a huge goal, but even setting aside a few dollars here and there will make a huge difference. Think of it as your financial shield. And once it's built, you can sleep easier knowing you won't have to scramble when life throws you a curveball. But here's the thing. Most people stop here. And that's a huge mistake. What they don't know is that an emergency fund is just the beginning of your financial freedom. The next step is Point 3. Paying off high-interest debt. If you have debt, particularly credit card debt, you are literally losing money every month. Here's the deal. High-interest debt is a financial killer. It can trap you in a cycle that's hard to escape. But here's the secret. Once your emergency fund is in place, focus on eliminating high-interest debt first. The faster you pay off high-interest debt, the more money you'll have to invest. Use the debt avalanche method. Pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first, while making minimum payments on the rest. Then, once that's cleared, move on to the next. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but every debt you clear brings you closer to financial independence. Imagine how amazing it would feel to make your last payment on that credit card, knowing you'll never have to pay another cent in interest again. Feels good, right? Now, let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle that most people completely overlook. Point 4. Investing. Okay, here's where things get exciting. Once you've got your emergency fund and your high-interest debt under control, it's time to make your money work for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not rich enough to invest. But that's exactly the mindset that's holding you back. Investing isn't just for the rich. It's for anyone who wants to create wealth over time. Start with a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA. These are powerful tools that offer tax advantages. And if you're looking for something with more potential for growth, consider investing in the stock market through index funds. You don't need to be an expert, just start small and let time and compound interest do the heavy lifting. And here's the kicker. The earlier you start, the more you'll reap in the future. But there's one common mistake that people make when investing, and if you avoid it, you'll be ahead of 90% of investors. Stay tuned, because we're about to get into that. Point 5. Avoid lifestyle creep. Okay, last but definitely not least, lifestyle creep. This is where most people go wrong. As your income increases, your expenses tend to increase too. It's almost like a law of nature. You get a raise, and suddenly you're dining out more, buying fancy gadgets, or upgrading your car. Before you know it, you're no better off than you were before. The key is to keep your lifestyle in check. When you get a raise, don't let it all slip into more wants. Instead, invest that extra money or put it towards paying down debt. The people who get ahead financially don't have the biggest houses or the flashiest cars. They're the ones who live below their means, consistently. So, now you know the steps to get on track for financial freedom. But wait, there's one more thing you need to understand before you can fully unlock your financial potential. If you want to know exactly how to multiply your wealth and create passive income streams, check out my video on investing strategies for beginners right here. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.